Staff at some of the Home Office funded hotels have been accused of treating migrants like slaves. I'm going to read into this from openDemocracy, guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with an article from openDemocracy. Their headline is Staff at Home Office funded hotel accused of treating migrants like slaves. 1,400 complaints about government funded accommodation, including allegations of sexual harassment, racism and violence. If this is all proved to be true, these people need to be arrested and charged immediately, as soon as possible, if these allegations are to be true. These are human beings just like you and I. They're no different than anybody else, and they're being treated differently just because what colour of their skin, from the nationality they come from, come to our country looking for a better way of life, as would anybody want for themselves, as you would want. Everyone wants to have a better life. But let's read into it. Staff at government contracted hotels have been accused of treating a migrant person in their care like a slave and hitting a child. A dossier of complaints obtained by openDemocracy reveals. Among 11,800 calls made to the Home Office helpline Migrant Help last year were 1,400 complaints related to hotel accommodation. They include allegations of sexual assault within hotels, workers being racist, sexist and violent, and a staff member joking about the Rwanda deportation scheme. Disease outbreak, food and a failure to meet basic needs such as arranging transport for medical appointments were also singled out. 2/3, 69% of complaints were made about the hotels managed by Home Office subcontractors Clear Spring Ready Homes, one of the leading providers of asylum accommodations in the UK, which has previously faced criticism of cramming asylum-seeking people into tiny hotel rooms in London, and for its management of the controversial asylum accommodation at Natpar Barracks in Kent, where evidence of appalling treatments and conditions were found. If this is the case, why have they still got a contract if they are mistreating people? They should be stripped of their contract. And they should be fined. They should be nowhere near in the hands of this if this is to be true. The government has set a target to end its policy of housing migrant people in hotels by March 2023, with an aim to move people into more permanent housing. Yet 47,500 people are still living in such accommodation. Clear Springs Ready Home, if they are responsible, they shouldn't be anywhere near people. And it's just infuriating that people are being mistreated indifferently simply because of the nationality or because of where they've come from. I mean, someone joking about the Rwanda scheme, that's not funny to them. You think it's funny that they have risked everything to come to this country only to be shipped it off to Rwanda? You think that's funny to somebody? I don't think it's funny that somebody who's absolutely given their entire life to try and come to here for a better life for themselves. I don't think it's funny that they could be deportated. Nearly 2/3, 64% of cases we saw were marked as internal process renewals, not changed, meaning no action was taken to resolve complaints about concerning hotel accommodation. Yeah, no, they don't care. They're not doing anything about it. Of the 1,231 complaints where the action taken was recorded, only 5 led to migrant people being moved to other accommodation, while 13 complaints were resolved with staff training. A Home Office spokesperson said it did not recognise the 64% figure. Well, they don't recognise a lot of figures, they tend to try and ignore them. Amia, a mother of one who's housed at a hotel after claiming asylum in the UK, there was no privacy, she told openDemocracy. I had to complain 3 or 4 times about staff entering my room. Rashafish Rachel Mulga, apologies mispronunciation, Communications Director at the Joint Council for the Welfare of Immigrants, the JCWI, said clients of the charity have been housing in accommodations with little or no privacy, where housing managers regularly intrude and people who are already traumatised by breaches of their privacy are re-traumatised. They're just seen as numbers, they're not seen as humans. This is just disgusting if this is all to be true. Outsourcing for big profits. What a surprise. Complaints against Clear Springs include staff members joking about the Rwanda policy, as well as allegations of racism, harassment and discrimination. Other complaints linked to staff at Clear Springs Hotel includes claims about a child being left outside in the cold, a child being hit, and sexual harassment. Jesus. This is children. This is children we're talking about here, guys. Imagine that. Your child, right, your child being thrown out in the cold, or allegedly being hit, or sexual harassment, or any of that. Just imagine that was your child. I don't know about you, but I'd be pretty mad. I could use a lot more worse words to describe it, but I'll let you guys mention it in the comments if you really want. Clear Springs told openDemocracy it could not comment on individual cases. A Home Office spokesperson said that following an investigation, no evidence was found to suggest that a child was hit by a member of staff or left to stand in the cold outside, but did not address the other claims. In 2021, the companies whose principal activity is running accommodation for the Home Office was awarded contracts worth a total of $996 million to provide temporary accommodation for asylum seekers in Wales and the south of England until 2029. £996 million. Okay, so they're claiming there was no suggestion. It's still a big allegation. But 996 million, that's just a lot of money, guys. Just doesn't feel right. Its latest annual account showed the company increased its profits by more than sixfold in a year to 28 million for the year ending in 31st January 2022. They made a profit. Yeah, they made a profit while allegedly people suffered. While its three directors shared dividends of nearly £28 million. You just know this is bad. AJ, a member of the campaign group One Strong Voice, was housed in a hotel after coming to the UK. All too often we hear from those housed in government contracted hotels of the appalling conditions they are forced to live in, of poor hygiene, of the lack of access of basic things like nutritious food, she said. Like a slave. Clear Springs was not alone. 369 complaints about hotel accommodations run by Serco, we've heard of them before, were also recorded, while Mears Group plc received 160 complaints. I'm sure I've heard Mears Group somewhere before as well. Serco has won the Home Office contracts worth $2.1 billion to provide temporary accommodation for asylum seekers, while Mears has received nearly $1.5 billion to do the same. It's ridiculous. Just stinks. Money, public money going down the drain. It just feels like to me. In May 2022, an asylum seeker housed at a Serco-run hotel in Derby filed a complaint against staff who made racist remarks. Back July, a migrant person staying at another Serco-run hotel in Liverpool also complained about racist treatment from staff. 2 weeks later, a complaint was lodged by a migrant person at a hotel managed by Mears in the northeast. The log reads simply messages managers in the hotel treating SU service users like a slave. A spokesperson for Mears told openDemocracy, we are committed to treating all our service users with dignity and respect, and where the issues arise, we do our best to support our service users and resolve them. It assigned a welfare officer to its hotels. The complaints data also shows that asylum-seeking people complained about being given dirty razors at a Serco-run hotel in the northwest, and an outbreak of scabies was reported at a Midlands hotel contracted by Serco. The company told openDemocracy that all residents are given access to new toiletries, and it worked with authorities to mitigate the impact of scabies issue. A Serco spokesperson said the safety and well-being of the asylum seekers accommodated by Serco is always our priority. Serco takes a zero-tolerance approach to any inappropriate or abusive behaviour when there are complaints about our staff or any of the services we provide. They are fully investigated, and we are entirely confident that our team responds swiftly to take action when appropriate. Serco added that a number of these complaints in relation to or as a result of protracted amount of time spent in conditioning accommodations. This is outside of Serco's control. A Home Office spokesperson said, where concerns are raised about any aspects of the service delivered by the hotel, we work with the provider to ensure that the concerns are addressed in a timely manner. Support asylum seekers have access to Migrant Help 24/7 helpline to raise any concerns regarding the support they receive, are able to make formal complaints which are followed up. As I say, these are, I am going to use the word allegations because obviously you know, it is allegations, these things, but the thing is that unless you have like video or photo evidence, it's kind of hard to work with that. But Open Democracy is known as a quite reliable news source, to be fair, guys, as well. But considering the companies involved and the money that they are making, it would not surprise me if some of these allegations do prove to be true. And I do feel that the way, the rhetoric that is being told by the Home Secretary, and the way that migrants are handled in this country clearly doesn't paint a nice picture for them. Doesn't paint a very welcoming picture, as we are well aware. And I just feel that some of these allegations may prove to be true, and it is quite disheartening when you think about it, because they are human beings just like you and I, with emotions and feelings, and they just want to be able to live a life and be able to contribute, and they can't do that because of circumstances beyond their control. But what do you guys think of this article from Open Democracy? Do you think some of these allegations are proved to be true? What do you think of the Home Office comments on the matter? Let me know down in the comments below, guys. Like, share and subscribe as always. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you all very, very soon.